Everyone who lives here knows the truth about what we're looking at here with Donald Trump and his tweets, which is Donald Trump says bad things about people who say bad things about him. That's what he does. This is not a freaking Sixth Sense type of plot twist. The guy, when he gets pissed off at you, says bad things about you. It is absolutely known. So if you are going to say something is racism, it is on you to explain why every time he has someone say something bad about him, he attacks them regardless of their race. It is up to you to explain and whittle this one out for us as to why when he attacks a person of color, you assume every single time it's race. Every time he does it to a white person, you just assign his motives to something else. But every time it's not a white person, you say it's race. That is not analysis, and it's certainly not journalism. I mean, it's one thing for Rachel Maddow to go on television and say, well, Donald Trump's a racist, and I think he's a racist because Baltimore has black people who live in it. I mean, that's not good analysis, but at least it's someone giving an opinion. We're talking about journalists who are going on television and saying you are not a good journalist if you don't say it's racist without any qualifiers. You can't say that there's racial tension around the comments. You can't say they're racially tinged. You have to say the man is a racist. You know it. You've journalistically discovered it. You have somehow been able to dive into this guy's brain, and despite the fact that he didn't reference race in any way, you are able to decipher that he is motivated solely by race. Some of these places that are saying this have very clear information to know that it's not true. For example, the New York Times has an actual running list of all of the people Donald Trump has insulted since he kind of got back into the swing of politics here in the past few years. 598 individuals and organizations which Donald Trump has insulted, in some cases dozens of times each. Why are so many of them white? This guy is the crappiest racist I've ever seen. He can't even figure out how to only insult black people. What do they all have in common? And what do they all have in common? They've all said bad things about Donald Trump. When you say something bad about Donald Trump responds and he says bad things about you. I mean, just go through the A's of this list. Jim Acosta. White, right? I'm pretty sure he was white when Donald Trump called him crazy. General John Allen. Pretty sure he was white when Donald Trump said he failed badly. Anderson Cooper. Pretty sure he was white when he called him a waste. Michael Avenatti. Pretty sure he was white when he called him a total loser. But Stacey Abrams is in the A's too. He called her totally unqualified because she was black. This is what you have to believe. How about the letter O? Tim O'Brien, a white writer for Bloomberg, is dumb, really stupid, and dopey. I don't know. Maybe he didn't think he was white. The words he types are black, you know. How about Claire O'Connor at Forbes? Was she white when Trump called her a dummy? How about Danny O'Connor, who was, I think, running for Congress? Was he white when he called him weak and a puppet? Pretty sure he was. Lawrence O'Donnell from MSNBC. Was he white when Donald Trump called him a fool, dopey, and one of the dumber people on television? Oh, yes, those were all white. But I can tell you this. When he insulted Ilhan Omar, that was racist. He only did that because she was black, not because she's been out there calling him terrible names and accusing him of all sorts of terrible things for years. It's because she was black. This is nonsense, and they all must know it, right? They all must know this. We're all wildly aware of these issues, are we not? Donald Trump, when you're a jerk to Donald Trump, he's a jerk to you. When you're nice to Donald Trump, he's nice to you. Do we not know this? The guy, you know what would happen if Elijah Cummings came out tomorrow and said, you know what, Donald Trump should be the next head on Mount Rushmore because he's the greatest president that has ever lived. He would love Elijah Cummings. He would say great things about Elijah Cummings starting tomorrow if Elijah Cummings started saying nice things about him and he thought they were legitimate. He thought I don't even know if you need to say, you don't even know if they have to be believable. Elijah Cummings, if he reversed himself today, Donald Trump would reverse himself tomorrow. Guys, the guy did this with Kim Jong-un. He is saying currently nice things about a North Korean dictator. This is not rocket science. This is not elite level physics. When he says something bad about you, it's likely because you've said something bad about him. It doesn't matter what color you are. It is nothing to do with race.